let's go over this problem. A projectile motion is launched straight up from the ground with an initial velocity of 256 feet per second. Remember, it's not launched vertically and then comes down. It's going to make a parabola. When will the projectile's height above ground be 768 feet? It keeps mentioning above ground, which tells you that you're going to eliminate quadrants 3 and 4. If the x-axis is time, that means that you can't go into quadrant 2 because time can never be negative. So we're focusing in quadrant 1. You guys just wrote down a formula. Tell me the formula. S equals negative 16 t squared so the S represents the height. In this problem, they tell us that our height, they want to know kind of when is it going to be 768 feet. When will Erica's sister's hairbrush in the air be 768 feet in the air? Negative 16t squared. I made my t's capitals so I don't confuse it with the plus sign. My initial velocity is here. 756. 756. 256. T. And then SO. What does the SO stand for, class? S0? So S sub 0? This is kind of like, well, where am I starting from? And it tells us that we're starting from the ground. So Erica kicked that hairbrush from the ground. So I got a 0. Well, how do I solve a quadratics? I have to set this number equal to what? 0. Let's get it to 0. So I'm going to subtract 768. Zero equals negative 16t squared plus 256t minus 768. I noticed that I'm not going to use quadratic formula. If I think ahead, I don't really want my a value to be negative 16 and my c value to be negative 768. So I'm going to factor out a greatest common factor of negative 16. Then I can use my calculator. Negative 16 goes into 256. Negative 16 times. No, that's not right. That is right. And how many times does negative 16 go into negative 768? 48 times. And I can always double check my answer by distributing. Negative 16 times t squared equals negative 16t squared. Negative 16 times negative 16t gives me positive 256t. And negative 16 times 48 gives me negative 768. I'm going to take a shot at factoring. Class 2 numbers that multiply to be 48, but add to be negative 16. What is it?
Negative 12.
These add to be negative 16, but multiply to be positive 48. I can apply the zero product rule, ZPR, to solve. So negative 16 equals 0, t minus 12 equals 0, and t minus 4 equals 0. Class, can negative 16 ever equal 0? T equals 12, and t equals 4. When will the projectile's height above ground be 768 feet? At 4 and 12 seconds. What does that mean? At this particular point, it is at 4. I don't know if I have drawn to scale. And at 12, they are at 768 feet. So 4, 768, 12, 768. So that means at 0 seconds, Erica has not kicked her sister's hairbrush. And then after 1 second, it's flying through the air, right? At 4 seconds exactly, it's at 768 feet. Then time's going on, but the hairbrush is falling down in feet, and it comes back down to 768 feet at 12 seconds. When will the projectile's height above ground be at least 768 feet? Think to yourself, is that above or below the yellow line? At least 768 feet. Think of kind of like an adult. There are certain things that you guys want to do in the future, right? I want to go somewhere. Maybe they tell you have to be at least 18 years old. What number do you have to be then? 18, 19, or 20. So the word at least means more than 768 feet. That would be above. Let's color code it. So in this one where it says above, when is a question? They want to know a t value. So if you wrote that in real notation, that would be from 4 seconds to 12 seconds. And I should actually put parentheses because at 4 seconds it's exactly 768 feet. They want at least 768. So it's 769, 770. So between 4 and 12 seconds. Question C. When will, that's a t value, right? When will the projectile's height above ground be less than, smaller than, or equal to 768? In that case, that'll be, let's use pink. Less than 768 will be here, in those regions. So, this will be between times 0 and 4. Union, because there's no, you want it to be below, at 768 or less. And then here, now pay attention, this is 4. I know this has a length of 4 because it's 0 seconds to 4. This has a length of 8. This will have a length of how much? 4 as well, because parabolas are symmetrical. So if you add 4 more to this, you get what? 16. So this is between 12 and 16. Between 0 and 4 seconds and 12 and 16 seconds. In this problem, get your information, plug it in, draw yourself a picture. Everyone say picture. Picture is the most important part. because it helps you understand the problem. Figure out where it's exactly above or below.